paralegal, and this is a question I get from people who are not even in the field yet. People who are total beginners, and that's who I work with, almost really 100% almost. Although some veteran paralegals come to me for advice, my focus is on beginner paralegals. Um, and the thing is, Leslie, what if I make a mistake? That's one of the most asked questions. And it's simply how you handle that when you make a mistake that will build your character and will build trust with your attorney. When you fess up, you confess that mistake to the attorney, you're being honest. And that's the best thing you can do. I don't care what the reaction will be. To be honest, I have never had a negative reaction, not the one I thought I would get, but I've made some ridiculous errors. And that when I look back, and I've said, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have made that error. And it's like, that's okay. And one time it cost the firm money to refile a document, an amended document. And I offered to have it taken out of my pay because I felt so bad about it. And the attorney was like, no, no, no. He said, I've done the same thing. It's not that important. So I didn't even know I had made that mistake until the court said, nah, we're not taking this. So, any other mistake, like you dropped a deadline, which is really a huge mistake. And there were ways, an attorney in an interview asked me how I would help him not miss any deadlines. And I had an answer for him. It's part of what I teach, and how to manage your workload and manage deadlines. And so when I would be and be totally honest, I could see this relief on the attorney's face. And that's what you have to remember, is that you want to build trust with your attorney. You know, I'm sure people have been let go because of mistakes, but that is really, if that's because it was constant and they never improved, that's one thing. But when you're doing your work and it's good, and then all of a sudden you make a mistake, you know what? You're going to make those. You're going to make them. But what I teach my students is to have some things in place to avoid that, and so that you don't go down that road, and that you feel so much less stress. And on Friday, when you go home and you have the whole weekend to yourself with the family or by yourself, you don't have to think about work then, if you have the systems in place that I use. And that's what I teach my students in my membership. So let's say you've made that mistake. You confess it. It has to be fixed. Got to figure out how to fix it from the attorney or from another paralegal to help you, and then learn from it and write down what that mistake was and how you fixed it, because you may have to do that again in the future. Hopefully not, but let me read. We're on day 44 of the Unstuck book, which is on Amazon. This is by Kimberly Jones. Great, great book. It's very easy because you just read one page a day, but it has great lessons in here. And this is part of the lesson on day 44 today. Get up one more time. Here's the verse, and it's from Proverbs 24:16. The godly may trip 7 times, but they will get up again. But one disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked. It's like, I know that I know as I know, which I didn't before the age of 23, that the Lord adores me. I didn't know that before then. And I grew up in a family that, in my own immediate family, when you made a mistake, man, your nose was rubbed in it, and there was no it was just you were made fun of, and there was no solution provided. I married somebody who was very logical, a chemical engineer, and he grew up with parents who would say, you made that mistake, but how do you solve it? That's a great question. See, that's what you have to ask yourself as a new paralegal. How do I solve this? And also, how do I avoid making mistakes? And that is having systems in place like checks and balances to avoid going down that road. We never guess in the legal field. We never make assumptions and guess. We have to know how to do something and have the facts. And that's what attorneys deal with. They can deal with you made a mistake, but they can't deal with the hiding of it. That is not a good choice to make. We will have troubles and you will fail in your work. You will fail at times. But the more you talk to the attorney, like I had an attorney say, how are we going to tackle all this filing that's backed up? Because we were busy with other things. And I said, I think I'm going to have to just take 15 minutes a day and just do what I can and whittle it down. So, and that's what we had to do. So we can do it together. Most of the time, for that type of stuff, it's the paralegal solving that, okay? This verse in Proverbs 24:16 is saying, even people who are following the Lord will fail. But they know because he's by their side, they can get back up again. And he'll be by their side. It's not that we won't have troubles. So there's a trust involved in that, which you're trying to build trust with the attorney, but you've got to be honest and forthcoming, okay? When it comes to your spiritual walk, trust the Lord to show you. When I needed answers to something, I was searching for something in the workplace. I would pray over it and say, God, show me an answer to this because I'm not finding it and the attorney needs it. And I would pray over this, and almost 100% of the time, I would find the answer. If I just couldn't, I would talk with the attorney and he or she might give me some other ideas on how to search for something. So keep getting back up. Don't think it's the end of the world when these things happen. Go into it trying to be the best that you can be, and that's all anybody can ask of you in the workplace and in your life. So my question today is, do you know that the Lord is walking by your side? Do you know that for sure? Do you know anything about Jesus? Do you know what he did for you on the cross? He sacrificed his life for you. And so in John 3:16 it says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that's Jesus, that whosoever, meaning you, believeth should not perish but have everlasting life. You cannot have a greater gift than that. But a gift has to, he's handing this gift to you. Will you receive that gift of salvation today? Will you reach out and say, yes, Lord, I accept your gift of salvation? If so, pray that prayer and say, Lord, I believe what you did for me on the cross. I confess my sins to you, and I accept your gift of salvation today. And that's where you will have assurance that you know where you're going when it's your time to go. But you will have the Lord by your side all the way. So have a beautiful day today. Keep getting back up. Okay? Don't stay down, because Proverbs says the godly may trip 7 times, but they will get up again. But one disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked. In Proverbs 24:16. Have a great day. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.